Okay, here we have a key for the Chapter 2 test. First question, represent the expression -4 plus -14 plus 9 on a number line and find the sum. Use 3 arrows. Okay, so if I make the middle 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'll just put down a couple marks here. 1, 2, 3. There's -5, -6, -7, -8, -9, -10. Well, I can't fit -14 on here, so I'm gonna plot 9 first. So here's 9. Starts at 0. There's 9. Because remember, with adding, it doesn't matter what order things go in. So there's 9. I'm going to add -14 to that, so I have to start here at 9. I'm going to go back -14. So there's 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So there's -14. And then I have a -4 to add on top of that. So boom, 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 boom. -9. That's the sum. On your January business trip from Helsinki to Moscow, you leave Helsinki and it's 14 degrees Celsius. When you arrive in Moscow at 11 a.m., it was -19 degrees Celsius. What was the change in temperature? So not the temperature itself, but the change in temperature between the two cities. Use a model or expression to show your work. Well, I do know that the ending temperature minus the beginning temperature, I'll say begin temp, equals the change. In that case, the ending temperature was -19, and the beginning temperature, because I started here, was 14, and -14 minus 14 is -33 degrees C. That's my change. Which makes sense because I went from a warmer to a colder temperature, so a drop makes sense to be negative. You go out to eat with 3 friends. You decide to split the bill evenly. Each of you puts in $17 towards the bill. Let M represent the cost of the meal. Write and solve an equation you could use to find the total cost of the meal. So there's me, right? There's you, right? And 3 friends. 1, 2, 3. So I have a total of 4 people. So I don't know what that cost is, right? That's what it is. But I know I'm dividing amongst 4 people. And each person, the result of this is I know each person is going to put in $17. So there's my equation. Now if I solve this, multiply both sides by 4. And I know that the total cost is going to be, 17 times 4 is going to be $68. Let's see, does that check? If I just say, hey, here's the cost of the meal, 4 people put in $17. Well, 4 times 17 is 68. All right, so there's, let me see if I check my solution. If I took the 68 back in here, this 68 divided by 4, does it equal 17? Well, I can get 4 out of the 6 with 2 behind. 28 divided by 4 is 7. So yes, 17 equals 17. Phil made 6 ATM withdrawals of $70 each from his bank account. He also wrote 2 checks for $34 each. He was glad to deposit a paycheck of $268. How much did Phil withdraw from his account? And there's my question. How much did Phil withdraw from his account? Write an expression that would lead to the correct withdrawal answer. So I only need the money that he withdrew. Well, so there's a withdrawal, 6 ATM withdrawals, and 2 checks. Because a deposit is money go in. It's not money come out. So that's not withdrawal. So I have 6 withdrawals. Money coming out I can show as a negative value. Plus 2 checks coming out at 34. So I have -420 plus -68. So they're the same sign. I can just add them up. $488. That's his withdrawal. Or I could say withdrew $488. Because that's what it's asked. If Phil had $360 in his account to begin with, how much will he have left after the above transaction. So he's got 360, right? And then he withdrew 488. But then he also has a deposit. So I have to add in the deposit. So let's see here. I'll add my two positive things first here. So 360 plus 268 leaves me 8. 2, carry the 1, 600. So this becomes 628 plus negative 488. So they're adding, they're different signs, so I can just treat it like a subtraction problem. So 628 minus 488, it's 0, because I have to borrow. 12 minus 8 is 4, 5 minus 1 is 40, so his account, his balance is $140. Phil is at it again, this time solving the equation 42 equals x minus 8. Did he solve it correctly? Well, I guess that's his work. If not, solve it to find the correct solution. So did he solve it correctly? So 42 equals x minus 8. That means I have to add 8 to both sides. Oops, sorry, Phil. That's not right. So no, he didn't solve it correctly because he needs to add 8 to both sides. So it should look like this. So if I add 8 to this side, I have to add 8 to this side. You can use a wall of math in this one. So on the right side, those will cancel. I'm left with x. 42 plus 8 is 50. So there's the correct solution. And I can even check it. Does 42 equal 50 minus 8? Yes, 50 minus 8 is 42. So there is the correct solution. Solve the equation, check your answer. Your work must directly connect the solution to the equation. So I have 13 times x. That means if I want to undo multiplying by 13, I have to divide both sides by 13, both sides. So this is my work. 13 divided by 13 is 1, and 1 times x is x. 78 divided by 13 is 6. So here's my solution. Let's check it. So is 13 times 6, is it equal to 78? So 6 times 3 is 18. Carry the 1. 6 times 1 is 60, plus the 1 is 70. 78 equals 78. There's that. Which equation does not have a solution equal to 16? Circle 1. Well, if I add 32 to both sides here, this will equal 16, so that's okay. Here I have to add 16 to both sides. Oh, there you go. 32 plus 16 is going to be 48. Boom. That's not. So that is not equal to 16. And that makes sense too, even over here, because if I multiply both sides by 32 here, what's half of 32? Half of 32 is 16. And here, if I divide both sides by 3, and it's going to equal 16 again. So yeah, B. On a football drive, the team recorded the following movement of the ball in yards. So here's the downs, and here's the ball movement. So they lost some yards, they gained some yards, they gained some yards, they lost some yards, they lost some yards. What was the average movement of the ball? That's these numbers here. So for the 5 downs, so I have to add them together. Well, I see that I can even ignore those two, they're opposites. And that leaves me with negative 5 plus negative 12 plus 7. That becomes, those two become negative 17 plus 7. That becomes negative 10. So all these things together are negative 10. But to find the average, I have to take the total, negative 10, and divide it by the number of data points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the average is negative 10 divided by 5 is negative 2. And I'm done.